has returned. I bring the destruction of Olympus! The Titans will fail again!
Hey everybody, it's Ricardo, and I am here at Sony's God of War event in Los Angeles with Todd Pepe, design director on the game. So Todd, we've been playing a little bit of the game. You're in charge of making all the levels we just ran through and whatnot. How do you design moving levels? Because we're currently scurrying around Linda Hunt in the area that we were playing.
It's a pain. I mean, basically when we're designing stuff, we're dealing with T-poses, so straight arm, and then from there we get an animation and start adjusting it and seeing how things move around. And when you're running down our arm, making sure that, okay, we want him running the whole time. We don't want him transitioning to wall climb or anything like that. So dealing with animators and saying, hey, adjust it this way, adjust it this way. And for us, it basically extended our iteration process, and it was a little bit of a pain, but I think we came up with a great product.
Now, tell us about how you guys kind of played with the God of War formula, because we kind of know how God of War games should feel.
Right.
And, you know, 3 definitely feels like that, but there's a bunch of new stuff, like the moving levels and all that stuff.
So the moving levels, and then we've got basically three new weapons besides the blades, and we did even adjustments on the blades. So on the demo, you saw the combat grapple and some of the new stuff that we added with the blades, and then there's also the new magics, and then items that deal with level scenarios, but at the same time can be incorporated into combat. And then just slight adjustments on his navigation system and how that stuff works, and opened up a lot more of his nav system. Before it used to be very canned and you can only jump from here to here, and so open that up, and then also the Titans.
Now, how did you balance out tweaking with, you know, the formula that sold millions of games? Right. Are you guys a little nervous about breaking anything?
Not too nervous about breaking stuff. Because we play test it so much, so we see what works and what doesn't work, and then adjust it to our liking, and then play test it again, and then play test it again and again and again. So.
Now, how much of the designing stuff that you did in God of War 3 was inspired by things that you guys wanted to do in the first 2 games and weren't able to for one reason or another?
A fair amount. So, you know, kind of with the Titans, we were able to do them live this time versus them being set pieces in the background on 1 and 2, and kind of like either busts or just far shots of them crawling in. So being able to do the Titans, and then there were obviously characters like the Chimera we had drawn and actually modeled for God of War 2, but basically ran out of time. So
now, obviously, you've been working on the game for about 3 years, so that's a while, and I'm sure after about the 1.5 year mark, it kind of feels like work. But can you tell us about some of the really fun aspects that kind of kept you coming back? What was like your happiest memory from making this game?
Well, when we design a lot of stuff, the way it looks and the way we see it as designers, it basically looks like Legos. You know, we put together and we have our metrics on the wall, and you see, it looks like a big grid. And then getting it back from art and seeing those moments of, this is what they did to our design, and seeing the concept pieces, and just being able to walk around and see what people work on, and it's amazing. You know, we do walkabouts, and so people get inspired and can see the new stuff that's happening, and basically go back to their desk and say, well, I'm not going to get outdone by so and so I'm going to do this even better, kind of thing. It's a healthy competition.
Now, was there any pressure in working on this game? Because by all accounts, it was already pitched early on as this is going to be wrapping up the trilogy. So, were you worried you might screw anything up?
Well, it's more about making sure that we pay homage to 1 and 2, and both of those are such great games. And so making sure that this one, you know, lives up to the expectations of those, and then making sure the fans are happy. I mean, you never want to be known as the ones that screwed up God of War.
True warrior does not hide, Poseidon! Leave the sea and face me!
You have disrespected the gods for the last time, Kratos!
Thank you very much, Todd. Game's looking great. We're going to find out whether or not you guys screwed it up on the 16th of March when it comes out. So be sure and check the site for a review. But until then, we're going to have a few more God of War related surprises in the days leading up to launch.